It's time, people, for another round of words that I'm freaking sick of. I'm tired of them. The first word that I am just really, I need to go the other way, that I'm really tired of is incel. Oh my God. What? If you say anything that isn't virtue signaling or just basically laying down and ripping your balls off to a feminist, then apparently you're an incel now. I don't think people that are using this word understand what it actually means. An incel is a man who doesn't believe he is attractive to the opposite sex. So they are involuntarily celibate. That's what an incel is. Oftentimes what people are meaning to say when they call you an incel, they call you a misogynist. But again, misogyny, I don't know if I've covered that or not. Maybe I'll cover it in this one. Misogyny is a general disdain of women. I don't have that. I've been called an incel for simply calling people out for dumb shit. What the fuck, guy? Do you not know how to drive? I will punch you through a phone. I'm not going to actually do that because I don't want to go to jail. If you say anything they don't agree with, then suddenly, apparently, you're an incel. And that's not what an incel is, Becky. You know what I'm tired of? Pronouns. I'm done. I'm done with them. You know, I try to be respectful. You know, anybody can be who you want to be, whoever you are. You know, why? I don't care. Be whoever you are, as long as it makes you happy, good. But shut the fuck up, demanding that the world cater to you just because pronouns are a personal choice. They're a personal fucking choice, Mr. They, them. You don't get to yell at people for not properly addressing you as a he when you look like a fucking she. It doesn't matter. Like, you're just making up labels for yourself. There's like 700 pronouns now. Like, I can't even like, it was he, she, and then it went to they, them, and now it's like Z, zer, like spelled with an X, fucking llama, toothbrush, banana. I don't know. What are we doing? Why are we making things up? And if you think that the world needs to give you constant validation, then that is a you problem. That's a you problem. You're mentally fucking ill if you think the world has to lay down and call you by whatever label you came up with on a Thursday. Next up, childhood trauma. I meant to mention this one on the last video, and how everybody, for some reason, believes that everybody has a childhood trauma. No, everybody does not have a childhood trauma or some kind of trauma. I have trauma. I have post-traumatic stress disorder from the military. Yeah, but I do not have a childhood trauma. I've had people try to tell me this. Actually, I was in therapy, and we were talking about how my mom vanished. I never met my actual dad, and I grew up with my grandma. My grandpa wasn't really involved too much, and it wasn't very much of an affectionate home, right? Suddenly, when you tell some people that, suddenly they think you're some kind of broken, fucking, pathetic victim. I'm sorry. I had a pretty good fucking childhood. I had a great childhood, actually. Anything I wanted to do, I was supported. I could have walked up to my grandma and said, "Ma, you know what, Grandma?" Actually, I called her Mama. You know what, Mama? I want to be a circus performer for the rest of my life. And she would have said, "Where do I find you circus lessons?" How could I have been traumatized by that? People deal with things in different ways. And I look at it as, okay, it happened, but it didn't affect me to a point where it destroyed my life and makes me a little fucking victim gremlin. I'm tired of cis. 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 See, this is another fucking weird made-up thing by this trans movement. Apparently I'm a cis. I don't even know where to start with how stupid this is. If you were born a man, if you're a naturally born biological male, then you're cis. Okay, so if the concept of gender does not exist, then why does the concept of cis exist? They're literally saying that the concept of gender doesn't exist, except unless you're trans, then you must be cis, which means you were born as a male or a female, which literally proves the concept of gender. Cis. Shut up, Becky. Another one. Next up. Where is the grocery store I want to go to? Capitalism. I'm tired of hearing capitalism. Everybody blames capitalism for the problems they have. Look, okay, I understand, I acknowledge, and I don't appreciate the fact that we are in late stage capitalism in the United States. It's why everything costs too much. Almost nobody can afford anything. There are billionaires walking around and building space dicks and flying to space just for the hell of it and putting Katy Perry in space and making her think she's an astronaut. I agree with you that it's ridiculous. But capitalism is not the boogeyman behind all your personal fucking failures. You need to learn to make better decisions. I made shitty decisions as an earlier human being. Younger. But now I took control of my life. I've made a video about this. I took control. I said I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of blaming everybody else for my problems. I'm tired of blaming capitalism. Fucking figure it out, Becky. Next up on the list, millennial. Boomers and Gen X, for some reason, cannot grasp the concept of what a millennial actually is. I am a millennial. I am 39 years old. I turned 40 years old in a few months. So most of us have hit at least near 40 or in our 40s. We were around when you didn't need seatbelts in your car. We were around when gas was actually cheap. We were around when you could smoke in restaurants and ride in the back of pickup trucks. We were around before social media and algorithms took over and cell phones. When you were growing up, you didn't get on a video game console and play online with your friends. Like, you went out to the fucking woods. I grew up in the woods with my friends and going out and with BB guns and shooting bottles. I learned to drive. My first car was a 1987 Dodge Ram. We can drive manual. I drive an 18-speed truck for God's sakes, for work. We can drive manual. We know what it was like before social media. It's just, you have us confused with Gen Z. You have us confused. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. You're just too dumb to figure out that millennials aren't living in their goddamn parents' basements anymore because we own homes, we have careers making more money than you ever did, and you're mad at that. I'm done with my grocery shopping for tomorrow. I know what I'm having for dinner: scallops and salmon, rice pilaf, and I'm having sushi tonight. Sushi. I don't actually like sushi that much. I keep trying it because it looks delicious, but I haven't found any sushi that I genuinely believe is amazing. Be mad at me if you want. Next up, internalized misogyny. Stupid. It's a stupid word. It's a stupid term. It's two words. Most people that use this term, internalized misogyny, are just a bunch of feminists that hate men. They don't want you thinking like a man. If you say men are naturally stronger physically than women, that's internalized misogyny. Shut up, Becky. If you say men work more dangerous jobs than women on average, statistically, that sun is bright, yo. It's all in the way. So if you say men tend to statistically work much more dangerous jobs than women, that's internalized misogyny. Women can do anything men can do. No, you can't. You snap back to reality. That's all I gotta say. Snap back to reality. It's not internalized misogyny to say that men can do some things that women cannot, because women can do some things that men cannot. We don't think like women. And just because we don't think like women does not mean that we are misogynist. We don't have a general disdain of women or a hatred of women just because we don't fucking think like you, Becky. Drink my water. Manspreading. You remember last video I explained how I hate mansplaining? Feminists just keep coming up with terms that basically just shit all over men for being men. Fuck you, Becky. We have balls. They're these spherical objects, and on men, they're often, usually, a little bit oblong, and they're small. They're about this big. They're about this big, Becky, and they are between our fucking legs. As if you're an actual woman and not a biological man, then you don't fucking understand how much it hurts if there is the slightest pressure applied to our testicles. And if they're in between legs, it's like nutcrackers. If you squeeze them, they fucking hurt, Becky. Becky, listen to me, Becky. That's why we sit like that. It hurts and it's uncomfortable to squeeze our fucking legs together. Crossing legs is a little bit different. For some reason, that doesn't hurt. Maybe it's because when you cross the legs, the testicles actually kind of sit down in here under the other. I don't know. And also, our goddamn hips are, through millions of years of evolution, have for some reason, I don't know, evolved to a point to where when we sit down, our hips just naturally push our legs apart. That's just how it works, Becky. We're fucking tired of women just shitting all over men for existing, coming up with new terms to bash men for doing things that is completely harmless. Now, I get it if you're manspreading and you're all in everybody else's room or bubble, personal bubble, then you're just being a dick. But most of the time, most men don't sit with their legs like way out like this. We're just sitting like this. And you call that manspreading. Fuck you, Becky. Shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, go sit in a different seat. We're men. We got balls. I'm done. Bye, y'all.